Whoa. From the ceiling and rafters and basement closets of this beautiful church, it's my pleasure to welcome everyone, including all of our kids, to this very special Halloween Sunday. And for those youth, there are some coloring things outside if you need some activities for all of our kids that have joined us today. Whether you came as a ghost, a goblin, a clown, a cowboy, a phantom, or just yourself. We are glad you are here. For those of you who are listening and watching on YouTube, we're glad you're going to join our fun. Our entire Fountain Street community has pitched in to make this day like no other, a Halloween celebration during a lingering pandemic. We hope you enjoy it. I'm Win Irwin, and I come to you today as a representative of the governing board. I come to you today to announce that this is also Stewardship Sunday. Each year we have a stewardship campaign asking our members to make a pledge so that we can continue our worship services and programming for the next year. A successful campaign will allow Christopher and the governing board to plan for 2022 without the stress of wondering where the money will come from. Good news, we're off to a great start. The governing board got together on October 4th, signed and stuffed all the pledge envelopes, and they were mailed on October 5th. To date, we have 99 pledges and over $280,000. Wow, that's a remarkable result in such a short time. We have a goal of $650,000 in total pledges for 2022, and we're off to a great beginning. So please make a pledge if you haven't made your pledge yet. We have pledge sheets available for you outside. And maybe more important, thank you to all of you who have pledged already. Thanks for your leadership. Now, prepare to hear some special ghostly messages honoring our past, our present, and the future we are building. Welcome to Fountain Street Church.
Come into the circle of caring. Come into the community of gentleness, of justice, and love. Come and you shall be refreshed. Let the healing power of this people penetrate you. Let loving kindness and joy pass through you. Let hope interfuse you, and peace be the law of your heart. In this human circle, caring is a calling. All of us are called, so come into the circle of caring.
Oh, everyone listen close, for we have a tale so gross. We're here to share and preach your head. You won't believe what is happening. We'll scare you from head to toe. You won't know which way to go. It's deadly true. You better believe it. Receive it with this free warning. if you will, it all might be a dream. Here come the ghosts. Here come the skeletons. Here come the ghosts. Here come the skeletons. Dancing like their gelatin. Moving through all the neighborhood, scaring the children who are not acting like the children know how to act. You all know better than that. Better watch out. You better watch out. Better watch out. You better watch out. Yes, you better behave or they'll haunt you tonight. That's right, they're right. The ghosts and the skeletons are looking for anything scary to do. They're coming for you. Do-do-do-do.
Oh, no mic. Oh my goodness, that was good. My name is Reverend Christopher. I have the honor and pleasure of serving as the acting senior minister here in this Cathedral of Love and this Temple of Peace. And this morning, I get to bring you the ancient witness. This morning's ancient witness comes to us.
Guess what? It's me. What's that? Oh, I'm not alone. There are others who will be here with us this morning as well. So prepare. And thank you, choir, for the screams, one of my favorite sounds. Yes, but enough of that. I heard you needed an ancient witness, and here I am. Did you know I was around at a time where not everyone had a chance to, in this community, wear a Halloween outfit? But it was Fountain Street that stepped up and continued that tradition and made it possible for people to do that. We are ever the liberal safe haven. And so we will continue to be that and honor our 152 years history. When we rise up together, we raise our voices, we are better together, and together we have been able to pave the way for so many organizations in this community, like the Women's Resource Center, like the Urban League, like Planned Parenthood. So over the 152 years, we have stepped up and been there for our community. And now, once again, I will be watching to be sure we continue to do that continues to be our legacy. So, support this church. Continue supporting this church. Continue supporting it with all of your resources, all of your spirit. Please, 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 make it possible. Make it possible for babies to be here on Sunday morning to cry. As the ghost of Fountain Street passed, I know you will because you always have. It was nice to finally be with you. I know many of you have sensed my presence, but here is what I look. I hope I was informative and scary this morning. And with that, I say happy Halloween. Oh yes, and one more thing. Boo!
My understanding is we don't have a program to follow, so I'd like to let you know that in the tradition of Halloween, we're going to do Vince Guaraldi's The Great Pumpkin. Please welcome my new musician friend, Yuriana Sobrina Garcia, on the percussions. And many of you have seen Andrew perform here before, Andrew Bergeron on guitar. 3 times through. Okay. 2 bars up front. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Gracias.
When we plan a service, we try to make the readings all go together, so I'm at a loss for a contemporary witness that rivals that. So with any luck, maybe there's a spirit among us to offer a contemporary witness. Will you help me in Beetlejuice fashion and call upon the spirit of the contemporary witness? We'll say it 3 times. We'll say, contemporary witness. Help me, please. Contemporary witness. Contemporary witness. Contemporary witness. Thank you. Oh. I don't remember the movie.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm sorry I'm late. This new way of being in church, I never know if I'm needed on Zoom or if I'm needed in the spirit world, if I'm needed in the seats here. So anyway, you called a contemporary witness. I believe that's me. I heard you already met my brother, the tie-dyed, crazy 60s man. Fountain Street goes back a lot further than that, but, he got stuck in the 60s like a lot of us. Geez, you sure have had a lot of wild couple of years, haven't you? Huh? From a global pandemic to wild changes in your staffing, learning how to be a church at the most trying of times. You've been through a lot, yeah? But you know what else? You've also done some amazing things in that time. I know, because I've been watching. I'm your contemporary witness. I was there watching as you learned how to be a vibrant community of faith, even when it all had to happen inside a tiny computer and on your phone screens. I was there when you had to figure out how to safely reopen this awesome building. I got to tell you, I liked being here alone for a while, though. I call this building home, just like you do. And this entire time, I've been here cheering you all on as you imagine your future together in listening circles and community corner gatherings and throughout your education programs. Even though my older brother might have been around here 152 years longer than me, I got to tell you, I think I'm the luckiest ghost of them all because I get to watch you all create history together. We all know how much need there is in this world beyond these walls. We also know what this community that is unified in the pursuit to meet those needs and to help co-create a world that is more loving and just and inclusive. And I've got to tell you, if you keep up what you've been doing and you invest in your all this next season that you're in, I have to believe that your best days have yet to come. So if there is any contemporary witness I can offer you today, let it simply be, keep on giving. Give your financial resources that help this ministry run. Keep on giving your spiritual resources to keep our shared work moving forward. Keep on giving your time and energy resources that will truly help change the world in the direction of love, compassion, and justice. I can't wait to see what's next for you people. But whatever it is, I'm going to be there. It's going to be transformative and within and beyond these walls, because it always has been. I'll be right here, or there, in the back corner, or maybe up there, maybe somewhere down there, most likely down there. Well, whatever. You know what I mean. I'll be lurking around here somewhere, cheering you all the way. Happy Halloween, my friends.
Oh, how's that? All right. Good morning and happy Halloween. I'm wondering if there are any smaller monsters and gremlins among us today. I happen to know because one of them's mine. That might want to march their way up here and show off their costumes and then hear a bit of a story. So if you want to bring an adult with you, you are more than welcome to, or you can come by yourself. Hi, Ellery Jean, come on up. Who else we got? Come on up here. We're going to make ourselves at home on the steps. Thanks for leading the way, Miss Ellery. Come here. Hi, watch out for all these cables and cords from Robin and Friends. Hi. Come on up. Hi. Come on. Whoopsie. Watch those steps. You can go to the side, sweetie, if you don't want to climb up. Can you tell me what you are?
A unicorn.
You're a unicorn? What about you?
Batgirl.
Batgirl. What about you?
Batman.
Batman. Who we got coming? Hi. I think I know what you are, but you should tell me anyway.
Ghost.
Ghost. Awesome. What are you dressed up as? No. Okay, you can sit with Mommy. Come on. Oh, we got some more friends coming. Come on up. You can bring your adults with you, or your adults can hang out down there. That works too. Hi, can you tell me what you're dressed up as? Cap. Yeah. What's Cap's full name? Do you know? Captain America, maybe? Yeah. Okay. And how about you? What are you dressed up as?
Catwoman this year.
Catwoman? Awesome. Oh, we got some more friends. Hi. What are you dressed up as?
Cheshire Cat.
Cheshire Cat. And let me guess, you're dressed up as awesome. No? What are you dressed up as?
I'm gonna be Spider-Man for Halloween.
Awesome. Spider-Man for Halloween. Sounds good. Okay. Do we want to, can you guys sit down and we're going to hear a little bit of a story? Sit down wherever, just somewhere you can see me. And if other folks, other small humans appear and decide they want to join, they're more than welcome to. There's no such thing as late. Okay, can you sit down, Miss Ellery Jean? No? Come stand over here then, okay? Leave it to the pastor's kid, right? Okay. Hi, sweetie. That's your brother? Awesome.
My mom is way back over there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming up. So I have a book today called Me and My Fear. Somebody know what fear means? You know what fear means? What does fear mean?
Something that you're scared of.
Yeah, when you're scared, you might feel fear, right? Okay, what do you do with fear? Do you know? Well, should we find out?
Yeah.
Okay, let's read. Oh, we got another friend. Come on up. Hi there. What are you dressed up as? As a skeleton. Wow, you are a mighty fine skeleton. You knew that? Okay. All right, here we go. Me and my fear. I have always had a secret, a tiny friend called fear. Fear has always looked after me and kept me safe. Together, we have explored new things and stuck by each other. Here, sweetie, right here. Yeah, thank you. Okay. But since we came to this new country, fear isn't so little anymore. She keeps growing and growing. I want to go outside and discover my new neighborhood, but fear won't move. Yeah, she's super duper big, you're right. And when I have to go to school, fear doesn't want me to go. Fear hates my new school. When the teacher says my name wrong, she grows angry, even though I know it was just an accident. Yeah. At break time, fear keeps me all to herself.
That's not good.
You're right, that's not good. Hi, buddy, you want to come over here? We have another friend. Come on over. You can stand over there if you want. You're okay.
I think I know what he is.
What do you think?
That's
A grape? Yeah. Okay, can you sit down for me? Thank you. Come on over. Hi. I don't understand anyone, and they don't understand me. Hi, sweetheart. When school is over, fear can't wait to go home. And at dinner time, fear eats all the food she can. At night in my new room, fear dreams so loudly that I can't sleep.
not good. You need your sleep.
You do need your sleep. You're so right. Remember that when your family asks you to go to bed tonight. Oh, sweetie, oops, you're okay. I feel more and more lonely every day. Fear says it's because no one likes me. Well, I don't like it here. But wait, what's that? A boy in my class has something he wants to show me. Soon we begin to draw and paint together. At break time, I want to go outside and play. Did fear get littler? Yeah. As we run through the playground, suddenly a dog barks at us through the fence. Ah! The boy screams and hides quickly beside something strange and small. It's fear. I thought only the other one had fear. He has a secret fear like me. Yeah. I thought I was the only one that had one. Whoa. That is cool. Fear is getting smaller every day. And school is not so difficult anymore. It's still not easy to understand everything. There's so many fears in there. You're right. Everybody has one. Thanks, sweetheart. But I've started to notice that everyone else has a fear too.
Yeah, it's really weird and cool.
And sometimes, despite our fears, we all play together. The dog has a fear too. And fear has a fear. Wow, we're getting really meta. Okay. So, here's what I want you to remember. On Halloween, and really just about any day, there can be lots of things that are scary and make us afraid. But just remember that if you're afraid of something, maybe someone else is too. And if we talk about it and share, then we can work on playing together anyway. How's that sound? Okay, can you all parade back in your monstery finest back to your families? Thank you. Can you go find Daddy? No. Where is he? He's coming. Can we get one more round of applause for our monsters as they march their way back?
There. Okay, this feels like a concert. Doesn't it? So now that I have the mic, I got to say, give it up for Greta Jo. Wasn't she wonderful? I am so pleased that now that I realize what the service is. Oh, okay. I get it now. I did tell Yuriana, I said, oh no, this is how church is every Sunday. And she said, oh, I like it, I'm coming back. Right? So next week, same thing, come in costume. But I've decided that I'm a member of the church, and you all see me from time to time playing music here. But you see other amazing, wonderful musicians. I just love the fact that we have our choir, and we also bring in other musicians. It's very eclectic. And so I'm going to say that, based on what I'm seeing here, that we are representing the plethora and variety of musicians that come to Fountain Street Church to play on Sunday. So how about a round of applause for all of them? And this is my friend Juan Daniel Castro, and we're going to do a piece that, could you say something about this?
Fito Paez?
Yes,
yeah.
by Fito Paez.
By Fito Paez is I'm here to offer my heart.
Could you hear that?
I said by Fito Páez, this is, I'm here to offer my heart.
Yes, in English, I'm here to offer my heart. And he will give us a little translation in part of the song.
Just the essence.
Yeah, the essence
throughout
of it.
it, yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful song. I'm like, oh, yes, let's do that one. So, okay.
Sí, ya, vale. ¿Quién dijo que todo está perdido? Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón. Tanta sangre que se llevó el río. Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón. No será tan fácil, yo sé que pasa. No será tan simple como pensaba, como abrir el pecho y sacar el alma. Una cuchillada de amor, luna de los pobres siempre abierta. Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón como un documento inalterable. Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón y uniré las puntas de un mismo lazo y me iré tranquilo, me iré despacio y te daré todo y me darás algo que me ayude un poco más cuando no haya nadie cerca o lejos. Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón. Cuando los satélites no alcancen, yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón. Y hablo de países y de esperanza. Hablo por la vida, hablo por la nada. Y hablo de cambiar esta nuestra casa, de cambiarla por cambiar no más. ¿Quién dijo que todo está perdido? Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón. Who said it's over? Who said there's nothing else to be done? You know, we've shed so much blood as a human species down the river, but there's still time. We can salvage this beautiful vessel we travel in. One religion, empathy. One language, our language, love. One nation, planet Earth. offer your heart as well. Be a light of peace. No será tan fácil, yo sé que pasa, no será tan simple como pensaba, como abrir el pecho y sacar el alma, algo que me alivie un poco más. ¿Quién dijo que todo está perdido? Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón. ¿Quién dijo que todo está perdido? Yo vengo a ofrecer mi corazón.
In some churches, we would just say, amen. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't even know why I bothered preaching today. I mean, my God, the service is giving me so much life. So, friends, one of my greatest joys in life is to travel across the world and go see places and spaces that are unlike anything I experience on the daily. It's one of my greatest joys. One of the greatest terrors in my life is getting there. Yeah, I love to travel, especially abroad, but a disproportionate amount of energy actually goes into my fear of flying, and it ultimately couches the entire thing. For days that lead up to any trip I take, I am already panicking and freaking out and thinking about what could go wrong, and then when I'm a few days out from coming home, I'm already dreading that flight back. I am absolutely debilitated by flying. I hate it so much that I finally saw a therapist about it, and she helped me to identify the root of my fear and anxiety. You are not afraid of crashing or dying or even flying for that matter, she forcefully told me one day. You're afraid of being afraid. You're afraid of being afraid. You're afraid of those moments where you might possibly feel out of control. You're afraid of those instances where you don't have a full understanding of what's going on. You're afraid of those situations where you can't explain everything to yourself. Never minding that I am not an aerospace engineer or a pilot, she was correct that the root of my anxiety and fear was actually the unknown. The plane inevitably shakes. That's what happens when you fly, but I assume it's going to crash. The engine's throttled down, and I'm convinced that they've stopped working altogether. Did we run out of gas? I asked my husband. As the saying goes, knowledge is power, and without power, I feel particularly powerless and afraid. Most of us don't exist in this world with every granular piece of information that's necessary to cope with everything that life presents us. And so we do this dance of schema building, where we take the information and the experiences and the knowledge that we do have, and we try to weave them into something that makes sense to us, even if what is woven is unbelievable fear, unimaginable dread, and unparalleled anxiety, because at least it's something, right? That same therapist gave me this illustration of an object that shatters in the deep darkness of the night, waking us from our sleep. Beyond that physiological reaction which kicks in as our basic survival instinct, our next instinct is to activate our schema and make sense of the details. A shatter in the dead darkness of the night could be almost anything, truly, but for many of us, we jump to an intrusion, never minding that it could be a moody cat taking revenge on a fragile target, or a window that was left open, blowing a glass picture frame over, or even a poorly mounted artifact on the wall coming loose from its nail. Fear is a natural and normal reaction to those instances where we simply lack enough information to build a schema that makes sense. I have come to tolerate flying because I had to devote the time and the energy into understanding how flight works. how aircraft are actually built and designed to take on that scary turbulence, and how and why and when those engines throttle down a bit or power up or make that thunk sound once they've reached cruising altitude. I could even give some of you a decent lesson on thrust if you want to hear about it later. But I'm not saying I'm ready to be a flight attendant. I'm not saying I want to spend all day on an aircraft, but I have been able to build enough schema to prove that I don't have to be afraid. And that is because knowledge is power, and power, my friends, is liberation. If you read the Wall Street Journal, or the Atlantic, or the Guardian, or even the New York Times, then I would suggest that some of you have seen an uptick in these scary, spooky articles that have been coming up. The kind of articles that are perfect for Halloween Sunday, because they are coming out about churches in America. Almost every single day I say to my colleague or my friend or my husband, it hasn't been a day without another article coming out about the fate of church in America, only to be proven right once again when another one splashes on the home screen of one of our large news orgs. They're not coming back, read the BBC. My church doesn't know what to do anymore, read the Atlantic. Churches have been living on a prayer, said the Guardian. Young people says disconnect keeps them from the church, says the Wall Street Journal, and these are just from the last 2 weeks. I could go on, but I don't need to because I know you know it. It's scary. It's really scary. Selfishly, it's scary because I and many of my friends and colleagues went to seminary to devote our lives to an institution that is seemingly drying up before our eyes. And it's scary because my colleagues are seeing it happening in their churches, and it's scary because sometimes we think we see it happening in our church. And it's scary because even though the facts and the data and the trends and the evidence point to this colossal shift in church attendance and engagement, it doesn't change the deep need for them to exist in our world, even if the scope of that need is changing. And the reality is, we are still in the thick of COVID-19, where the only certainty that we have is that we still don't know what the heck is going on, what we are doing or what we should be doing, or what exactly the future holds for us. That is truly all that we know for certain. In a profoundly honest and purely authentic editorial in the Atlantic this past Wednesday, an Episcopal priest by the name of Elizabeth Felicity boldly and bravely declared, "My church doesn't know what to do anymore." Last year was hard, but at least the answers were straightforward. Her point was that 2020 was a brutal year, but it had its boundaries, and it had its expectations, and it had its answers. We all had to move to Zoom. We all had to close up our churches. We all had boundaries placed around us and our ministries that were based on science and professional wisdom and guidance. We were basically all told what to do and how to do it. But 2021 is where the real challenge has been. How do we re-enter a world that is still living in the thick of uncertainty? How do we rebuild communities that are still riding the wave of COVID-19? How do we build for a future when we don't even fully understand the present that we're in? If you've ever caught yourself feeling like 2021 was harder than 2020, that's because it has been, and you're not alone. That's some pretty spooky, scary, icky, creepy stuff, isn't it? Wouldn't you agree? But even in this tidal wave of articles that are rolling in, and in the reality that American churches are facing a fate that is slowly coming into focus, even through the dark corridors of bad news and the cobwebs of despair, there is still some beautiful and exciting and powerful good news for us this morning. See, if there's one thing that I've learned that matters the most in my young adulthood, it's that we don't have to ride that plane in fear, making assumptions about those bumps and jolts and sounds that we don't understand, and we don't have to jump to the worst case scenario when the glass shatters in the dead of the night. We can be informed. We can be proactive. We can rebuild and build new schemas that actually work for us, and we can harness knowledge that ultimately gives us power to change our course towards liberation. Because between the lines of the bad news and dire warnings is the good news of opportunity, possibility, and hope. On the other side of an article about why young Americans are leaving religion and the church is the story about the kinds of places and spaces and communities of faith that will be reborn for young Americans to grow and flourish. Embedded in the unknown of what's next for American churches post-COVID-19 is the very foundations for the ministries that will ultimately rise up and meet the needs of a changing society. When I read these spooky, scary stories, I read them as an invitation for what Fountain Street can be in light of and in spite of the challenges we face. But we can only do this if we face the fear head on, coexist with it, understand it, and embrace it. So this morning, on this creepy, scary, spooky stewardship Halloween morning, I have two charges for us. Take the plunge and take the pledge. Take the plunge and take the pledge. Take the plunge into facing our fears head on and become knowledgeable about what may or may not be so scary, because knowledge is power and power is liberation. In the coming week, I'm going to ask that a resource page be added to our church website that specifically lists each and every single article that is published about the fate of churches in this era. And we're going to take these stories. We're going to own these stories as part of our story. It's our reality to acknowledge and our responsibility to understand. So please read them, because we need to truly share in the experience of understanding what's happening to the broader church. We need to truly understand what it is that younger and older Americans alike are walking away from, so we can be the opposite of that. We need to understand what it is that is leading to the mass spiritual disenfranchisement and exodus of our neighbors, so that we can work to be a church where authenticity and integrity outshine the out-of-touch trappings that for too long have led to the disenfranchisement and disenchantment in our churches in the first place. And we need to understand exactly what it is that the world so desperately requires for more love, more justice, more inclusion, and more liberation, so that we can truly be the cathedral and temple that actively offers space for those needs and embodies their virtues. Knowledge is indeed power, and understanding will be our only pathway towards knowledge. So it is my hope you will take the plunge with me towards sharing a common language around what is happening in the broader world in our effort to rebuild a church that will meet those same world's needs. And of course, my second invitation to you this morning was to take the pledge. Pledge to not only invest in our legacy and our history, but also in our unknown and in what's possible. Pledge to invest in what could be and in the good news that coexists between the lines of the scary news. And pledge to invest in being a part of a church that looks to fear as an invitation for transformation and growth, even when we don't have a clue what that looks like just yet, because, friends, the rest of the world doesn't either. Pledging, as wild as it sounds, is quite possibly one of the most embodied acts of resistance to fear that I can think of. So, as you make your pledge, I invite you to not only see the power of sustaining the last 152 years, but also the liberation that you are seeding as we surrender ourselves to a limitless future. My friends, it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to experience fear in the unknown. But it cannot and will not be our end game. Or we might as well give up now. And I don't think this kind of service points to a community that ever wants to give up. But take these words from somebody who wasted a lot of time on fear. Don't let the flight ruin the whole trip. So may we be so brave as to face our fears head on. May we be so courageous as to understand the good news that coexists with the bad. And may we experience the liberation that comes from the power of knowledge if we so choose to seek it. Happy Halloween, happy plunging, happy pledging. May it be so. Amen.
thank you for life, thank you of life. And for the non-Spanish speakers, I encourage you to look for this song later and see the words. It's just totally stunned. But I don't speak or understand Spanish, so I had to look it up. We will enjoy once again Juan Daniel Castro singing for us. Don't hold back.
Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me dio dos luceros que cuando los abro perfecto distingo lo negro del blanco, y en el alto cielo su fondo estrellado, y en las multitudes la mujer que amo. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado el sonido del abecedario, con él las palabras que pienso y declaro, madre, amigo, hermano, y luz alumbrando la ruta del alma de quien amo tanto. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado la marcha de mis pies cansados, con ellos anduve ciudades y charcos, playas y desiertos, montañas y llanos, y la casa tuya, tu calle y tu patio. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me dio el corazón que agita su marco cuando miro al fruto del cerebro humano, cuando miro al bueno tan lejos del malo, cuando miro al fondo de sus ojos claros. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado la risa y me ha dado el llanto. Así yo distingo dicha de quebranto, los dos materiales que forman mi canto, el canto de ustedes que es el mismo canto,
As we come toward the close of our time here today, I want to invite you back into your bodies. If you're at home and maybe you've curled up on the couch a little, I want you to find your feet back on the floor. Maybe you've crossed your legs or leaned back in your chair. Maybe your feet don't reach the floor. In that case, you're welcome to move to the aisles. You're welcome to stand up, but I want you to find your feet. And then I want you to find your heartbeat. Put your hand on your heart, just like that drum. And breathe in and out. See if you can breathe it just a little slower. Welcome silence. Welcome love. Welcome connection. In the spirit of prayer and meditation, I offer a prayer of risk by Tamara Lebac. Holy One who has given us the breath of life, today we remember to breathe deeply, to rest, and to take in and to pause before we act. And then to take another deep breath poised on the edge and risk jumping in. Risk taking action, risk speaking up, risk using the gifts we have been given so that at the end of our life we may say with absolute clarity that no part of our existence was wasted in fear of failure or fear of success. Hold us. Prepare us the way to begin to offer the gift of our awakened presence, full of love and light today. These and the prayers of our hearts we lift up now to you, to ourselves, to each other. May we hold the joys and the sorrows of this community along with the fear and the hope, because it all comes together as we travel together. Amen. Blessed be.
Good All Hallows Eve morning. My name is Tisha47, and I'm a hologram from the year 2121, a ghost of Halloween future, if you will. A few of my ghostly brothers told me today was a day worth checking in on you, since they had also paid a visit. I am a member of Fountain Street Church from the Saskatchewan campus. And I chrono-leaped back to your time to congratulate you 2021 Fountain Streeters for leading the way to our better future. You certainly did change the world by fighting for social justice and climate health and spiritual enlightenment. I recall that it was one of your tower clubs that was part of a team that invented clean hydropower power generator, a clean energy source from seawater. And in the year 2047, one of your think out of the box character school youngsters won the Nobel Prize for Economics. One of our ministers promoted the de-dogmatization religious movement, which freed the minds of millions, if not billions. It was a dedicated group of our members that helped to make December Diverse Culture Month worldwide, even on Mars. And when one of our members was elected to the Constitutional Convention for the newly formed Union of North and Central America, the UNCA, or UNCA for short, that was the icing on the cake. But no one was surprised. We had our own man from UNCA. We have a lot to be proud of by keeping this institution alive and strong, by supporting it with our hard-earned dollars, our precious time, and our unbounded enthusiasm, and particularly when we invited our friends and neighbors to be part of it. The year 2021-2022 was a pivotal year for us as we muscled our way through the great pandemic and came out of it more vibrant than ever. The way we supported each other and worked together to build a more fair and just West Michigan was, well, that was simply inspiring. So, from the good citizens of Earth in 2121, we thank you.
Well, thank you everybody for being here today. It was a wonderful day. I want to oh my gosh, thank you to the choir. That was just perfect. Thank you to our musicians, Robin and friends. Thank you to our ghosts. Yeah, you can clap, just never stop clapping. Thank you to our ghosts and our children. Immediately following on this worship service together, we will begin to make our way that way, and you can join us in the parking lot across the street. There is a special intergenerational setup over there with all kinds of gathering and community building going on. There'll be a stewardship table, fountain clubs giving out some treats. We've got all kinds of wonderful things, so please find your way over there. There's also photo booths on the portico. Reverend Greta Joe and I will be leading the way, and the young goblins and ghouls are invited to enjoy Jonathan's music as we make our COVID version of the March of the Goblins outside. So thank you for all of that. I want to make a special announcement for Caroline Clark's memorial service next week. Everybody from our community is invited. She was a wonderful and integral part of our church, and I look forward to celebrating her life with us. You've been invited to wear bright colors next Saturday at 11 a.m. So please throw on your brightest best. I won't be wearing this, but I will try to find something with color. So please know you're welcome for that service of liturgy and readings and prayer and music. It'll be beautiful. Friends, as we depart from this spooky, wonderful, frightful, and hopeful service, I hope that you go being brave and courageous enough to look at fear head on, and in those moments where you understandably cannot, remember we have one another. That's why we are in community, and it is good to be in community, to hold one another's hands or socially distantly be near each other, but look at fear head on and into that bright future. So on behalf of everyone who calls this their home, go in peace, make peace, know how loved you are. Happy Halloween.